for choosing Boomers with Beverages. This time, we're talking dogs. Well, okay, we're not talking dogs. We're talking about dogs. Yeah, that's it.
Well, hello there.
Hello. We're back.
Oh, it's supposed to be hello.
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 Art.
Hello.
That worked out pretty good, actually.
Beautiful, yeah.
Well done. It's good to have.
He's like that understated actor on the Progressive commercial.
Like him.
How did you like your insurance? Really good.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is 5-part harmony. So that was pretty decent. Thank you very much. Welcome to Boomers with Beverages. Great to have everybody along, and thank you for joining us on whether it's Apple or iHeartRadio or Spotify or Amazon or my
YouTube.
Goodness, there's lots. If you go to our website,
So many.
boomerswithbeverages.com, you will see all of the places.
Babyboomers.org.
Yeah.
You keep forgetting about them.
Well,
do, yeah.
we are hoping
They
maybe
got a
to
lot of great content.
do some more stuff with those folks because obviously they have the same foundation we do. When it
Yeah,
comes
we got
to
a lot of stuff.
content. So yeah, it'd be kind of cool. You can check them out on our website. I think their link is on our website too.
And our new channel on YouTube.
Which is what, Pete? What's the new channel, Pete Molina?
BWB TV.
That's right. And it's at BWBTV 645.
45, right.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to know that.
Yeah, actually, because I've tried it both ways. If I search BWBTV, all kinds of stuff comes up. But if I type in that at BWBTV 645, it goes right to our page.
Yeah, so we'll make that easy because we've got some stuff in the pipeline to help with getting to all of our
Yes.
Got a lot of
sites.
stuff in the pipeline.
That's gonna
Meatballs,
make a big
We gotta-
difference.
It's a big pipeline.
big pipeline.
Now,
It's getting jammed up.
I can tell you, I've had Pete's meatballs, and I had no.
Yeah, we
problem.
all had them.
They were
phenomenal.
They were very therapeutic.
Did you put any kind of fennel
Laxative?
in it at all?
No.
Laxative?
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Laxative. Did
One
you put any
finely
laxative in it? That's a good question.
I did make one change to the recipe since I made it for you guys.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, and because I read these recipes. There's a Italian cooking thing on Facebook that I'm part of, and people share recipes. It's really very helpful. I started adding just a little bit of ricotta cheese,
Oh, that's
yeah.
fantastic.
and
To the
it
meatball?
makes it a little bit
Yes.
less dense, more moist, easier to cut.
very
So
nice.
that's I'm gonna have to make
That is
an update on the
I love
recipe.
my moist sauce.
Question for you, sir.
Yes.
Does vodka sauce actually have vodka in it, or is it?
I don't know. I've never made it.
Yes.
Okay, then. So it already says it does.
It does.
All right, because Diablo sauce,
Has Diablo in it?
I think it does.
No, Diablo
it's
is
got
just
the devil in it.
that means Diablo just means hot.
Yeah.
It's just got
That's
red
what
peppers.
Davo means.
Yeah.
And
I could
yes,
Google.
it does.
I'll Google it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to step on your line there.
Love the Google.
Love
I
the Google.
Love the Google.
The Google. I think that's weird because it's never going to leave our lexicon
Where
No,
do you keep your Google?
if you Google it. I mean, because literally, who doesn't say that now? Where
Yeah.
find that out? Oh, I Google
Google it.
I
Google
Googled
it.
it. I
Yeah,
Googled it.
when I was teaching high school, I'd have kids come up and they'd ask me some question, and I'm like, okay, in order for me to answer your question, I'm going to Google it. So why don't you just do that yourself?
What is this? What is this Chat GTP or whatever?
Yes,
it is?
that's-
What is this? This is scary as hell.
I have no idea what you're
It's
talking
an artificial intelligence. It'll write your essay for you. It'll write
You,
anything
you
want
can
for you.
dictate it. Write a termination letter for somebody.
And I need it 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it'll do it in 4 seconds.
And professors and teachers are really struggling because kids can use it to write
Yeah,
their
here's my
final
topic.
exam. Yeah,
Which is why I am so glad I retired from teaching when I did,
Yeah.
because it is becoming so challenging. But the other thing that got me is that parents think you ought to excuse the cheater.
Sure.
Oh, come on.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, well-
what's wrong with
I-
reading the
I
spark
can-
notes
I can-
instead of the novel?
I can tell you right now, our neighbors across the street are both in administration in schools, in different one's Lawrence Township, one's Hamilton Southeastern. They will tell you the kids are fantastic. The parents are freaking nightmares.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
yeah, kids are
Nightmares.
kids.
Kids are
Have
kids.
not
We-
changed.
we
You
don't-
can deal with kids.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't deal with parents.
We don't
They
have
are
a-
set. in
How
their
many
ways.
times have I told you and everybody, we don't have a kid problem. We've got a parent problem.
Yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And preach it, Peter. Preach it.
Preach.
I remember when Tom was in school, English teacher looked at us in a teacher-parent conference and said, "Your child, I will fail him." And they hadn't had their first class yet.
Oh boy.
I go, "What are you talking about?" No, he's these scores I'm seeing from him in grade school, they're false. What do you mean they're false? They're known for putting in false numbers just to get kids in advanced English. Don't give me that crap.
Yeah.
Don't give me that crap. I mean,
Goofy.
come on. You haven't even tried yet.
That's crazy.
You haven't even gone. Well, you know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. We are Boomers with Beverages. We appreciate you carving out some time to listen to our latest podcast here. We're going to have some fun. We got a guest coming on that you have not heard from yet in our guest list. It's Hector Onslaught, a first-time guest will be on in just a little bit. So we'll hear from Hector.
Later.
Right now, let's talk about what we're drinking. I have resorted back to a little more tame beverage than the last show, when I tried to insert a cupcake into my beverage, and that it was
What a mess you made.
it wasn't
There's
bad.
crumbs everywhere.
There's
Do we
crumbs
really
everywhere.
need cupcakes and beer?
So the old reliable Sun King Brewery Orange Vanilla Sunlight Cream Ale, always good.
Is that really all that different from your cupcake stout? you were
Oh
having before?
my!
Is
Have
it?
you not had it?
All right, I have had
Because
it.
I'm not letting you drink out of
Pass
my
it
can
around.
again. No, you know what? You guys all drank out of my can last time, and when
Yes.
I went home for that first couple hours, I don't know what you guys had.
Did you have the runs?
I
He
did.
no
Well,
longer
no,
has meatballs in his
no.
pipeline.
I don't, but it's weird. All three of you drank out of it. I went home, and for 2 hours, I was correcting Karen's grammar. I wanted to watch tennis, and I kept saying, so I'm like, you guys all impacted me with your,
Yeah.
That is, you took that to a place I did not expect, and it was hilarious.
it was your
Thank you.
backwash.
It
That's
was-
what
yes,
got me.
that
Your
was
backwash got me. So
Wash.
thank you, Vanilla Cream Ale. So Dan Davis, what are you drinking?
I am having, keeping with the cream theme, I'm having genuine Hank's Gourmet Vanilla Cream Soda.
Oh my
which
gosh,
is
that
absolutely
sounds
delicious.
yummy.
It is so good. It is so good. You can only get it at the butcher shop.
Really?
Where?
At Moody's Butcher Shop.
Moody.
Oh,
On
up the
Fall
street,
Creek.
yeah.
Up the street. Of
So
Fall-
for
there's
folks
one
listening
Fall Creek, one
all
north.
across the country, maybe check your butcher shop, because you're saying
Check
this
it.
might not be a grocery item.
It might not be. I've never seen it at a grocery store, but it is so very
A good,
But is that the only
Look
place?
at the label.
That's the only place you
Hanks.
get it?
Yep. Hanks.
You know, we
cream
should
soda.
throw some of these. We should throw some of these images on our site. Yeah, put our drinks in a little row and say, "Here's what we had on this day." Maybe
We're going to be putting a lot of new
It's
images up, I'm
included-
sure.
It's included in the videos you can find on BWB TV.
Oh, I thought you were going to say,
Oh,
right.
"Did you get a
TV
subscription
645.
to Boomers?"
That's our next step. Art is working on our subscription policy.
I try to avoid the sodas as much as I can, obviously, because the sugar.
Yeah.
But cream soda and root beer are my oh my gosh,
yeah.
a good root beer is so
know.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a good cream soda.
And there is a difference between good root beer and
Yes.
less good.
Crap.
Same thing with cream soda. I mean, there's
Big
you're,
time.
you're big, and it's what I find interesting about so many products available in America. The larger the company making it, the less quality it seems to.
Oh,
have.
like that Bargs, whoever makes that
Yeah.
Coke that makes Bargs cream soda.
Even, I mean, I like A&W root beer, but A&W cream soda, no, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
I love root beer. Always have. Dad's root beer was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And right behind that was Dog and Suds.
Oh
And
yes.
I love Dog and Suds root beer.
and here
And
in
everything after
Indiana,
that is crap.
in West Lafayette, we have the only place you can buy. Well, you can get it in the grocery stores, but we have the only Triple X restaurant
Yep.
outside of Texas, and Triple X root beer.
Root beer, yeah,
is-
not the live show.
Yes.
The root beer.
Oh, I'm glad you made that clear.
yeah.
I had my keys in there.
I don't want you to be disappointed when you walk in
I was heading for the car.
and
Where's the naked people?
Where's that naked girl?
he's going to walk in this place in West Lafayette, and there's Flo and Alice working. And he's like,
Kiss my grits.
"Why do you have clothes on?" I brought all these singles.
Mel's naked in the kitchen, but that's
Yeah.
another story.
Yeah,
Alice.
That would be Triple X.
Come on, Alice.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Artie, what are you drinking?
Booze. I got Chugs straight bourbon whiskey. It's not one of those dollar kind of
$10, yeah.
$10. Well, it's $1 a shot.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. It's
Good
not bad.
corn
It's
whiskey.
It's kicking my tons.
You know what we're going to do someday?
58.3%.
I just had this idea. I think this would be cool. We're going to do for charity. Once we really got this thing down the tracks, we got a pretty good base as we're building it, because we're doing it right now as we speak. We should do a marathon of 24 hours straight podcasts, and we drink. I just want to see by the time we get to
Hour 22 or hour 3. Hour 3.
Do you remember that episode of
Sorry, what do you
WKRP in
think?
Cincinnati
Yes, I think it'd
be
where they were
fun.
doing the test with Venus flytrap
Yes.
and
I think it would
That
be a
was
blast.
hilarious.
Johnny Fever?
Oh, my
and they
God.
were taking a shot, and Fever's reactions got better
Yeah.
where he drank.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Well, we got to do that also with some weed.
Well, Pete could bring his bong.
Oh, yeah.
I could bring my bong. My bong's bigger than his bong.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Wow.
The bong town race is 5 miles long. Oh, the boo bong day.
We're going to have a bong off.
A bong off.
A bong off. Dan and
I'm getting uncomfortable.
we'll have
You got a basement, right?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
We'll do like an episode
By
of
the-
that 70s show.
by the 16th podcast, I'm sitting there looking at you guys, just shaking my head, and Dan's over there showing off his Fresh Horses memorabilia,
I have the complete set.
I bet you do.
the trading card.
Here's Ali Sheedy's. Never mind.
Molly
I'm not going to go
Ringwald.
there.
I'll trade you a Molly Ringwald for an Andrew McCarthy. Here, there you go. That yeah, the bong off. Okay,
God, Molly Ringwald. I was
Write that
said
down.
Ali Sheedy.
bong off.
Sorry.
But don't you think I think the marathon might be kind of fun.
A bong off
Maybe.
marathon.
No bongs. Stop it.
Yes.
No, Dan. Well,
That's the only way I could survive. I can't survive on this. I
no,
can survive on
that
a bong.
we could cook, do stuff during the cooking. We could do all kinds of
Cooking
stuff
with booze. Yeah. Okay.
whatever. Whatever. Pete, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Chugs as well. I do not drink bourbon.
Yeah.
But I've been surrounded by you guys for so many episodes.
We're rubbing off.
You're starting to influence me a little bit. I'm going to give this a try. Hopefully, I'm going to be okay and can finish the podcast here. So let me give it a shot.
I got a spare bedroom.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got a
You're
spare
doing fine.
bedroom.
You're doing fine.
And
How was it?
this isn't the finest. Okay, it's good, but it's not the finest.
I would agree. It's not the finest.
Yeah. All right, before you.
Think of it
so
as
glad you came.
You can take a shot and get the paint off your deck.
That's right.
he said off your deck.
Make sure you got a power wash.
Lord. Yeah, that's like what is it? Somebody that talked about spilling Coca-Cola on a floor and it took the wax off.
Oh, that stuff is horrible.
Oh yeah, it'll clean your windshield too on your car. If you got like a film
Wow.
or something on there,
Yeah.
just get out there and just start
Yeah,
pouring a whole
that's-
bottle of Coke
Well,
on
it-
it. You're done.
It's good for cleaning your battery terminals.
That
Remember
too.
that?
Yeah,
From my high school
Absolutely.
days,
And,
yeah.
people, they wonder why our health in our country is so bad.
It's because I have the cleanest colon in the world. It's wonderful.
My bowels are
What?
immaculate.
Is there a reason when you talk about your colon you become British? Is there like-
Well, it's
like, well, let's
I
talk
try
about
to
my
give it some
colon.
dignity.
Yeah.
Try to give it some dignity because without it, hey, my colon hurts.
Today's edition of Masterpiece.
It's
Nobody
my,
cares.
my aunt had some surgery and now she just has a semicolon.
Okay.
Hey, Baker, where's the rim shot when we need it?
Edit that out.
But
No.
where's it? Where's it?
I don't know.
Where's it?
Let's
There we
play
go.
this.
Semicolon. Thank you.
It's better with a rim shot.
See, everything's
Now,
better with
everything's better with a rim
you alluded to this as funny as that was, even though there's only been about 10,000 other people that have made the semicolon joke.
Yes.
The one and only who did it was Steve Baird, who did the best when it came to a grammar joke with the parentheses. Remember what was that joke? Steve
Oh,
Baird.
about the chalk outline of the body. If it's a decapitation, the head is in parentheses. I actually okay.
It's in the ditch.
He's so funny.
I've talked about
God.
this mock trial team that I coach.
Oh, yeah.
and I actually used that joke
Good for you.
with these high school freshmen, and they fell down laughing.
Nice.
They did?
Steve Baird.
What a tribute
is
to Steve.
Genius.
Yeah.
He's a god.
His
Yeah.
comedy is timeless.
And I'm fine with
Sadly,
mentioning him
he
every
was not.
podcast.
Yeah.
God bless him. We miss him.
Oh, he would. Yeah, that'd be so great to have him here. Maybe we
no.
can do that artificial intelligence.
We'll do a
thing
Ouija
where we
board?
take all the recordings.
You know, Steve
of
would come through a
Baird we
Ouija
had.
board. He would
I have-
definitely come through a Ouija board.
He would definitely come through.
I have a 30-minute set of his from Cleveland, and I put a lot of these clips up on my YouTube channel. And what I need to do, or you can do it, is just go and link to on our website those
Yes.
those
There
we go,
videos.
on
Yes.
BWTV,
I think
yeah.
there's 5. I got 5 of them up there from his Cleveland
Absolutely.
show.
That would be, that's an upcoming feature on BWB TV. Is we're going to do retro, so we'll have like us, so we can demonstrate that we did actually do stand up.
Yes,
at one time.
we did.
Yep.
Yep.
I do have a video, not in the best shape, because Crackers. It was great that they had the cameras up in the, but it was not the best quality video.
Great audio though.
Great audio,
Great audio.
but
Yeah.
for the 80s, this is the 80s. So today it would be fantastic, probably with the cameras and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a video of one time I went as an MC and I opened the show with me and my firstborn son, Stefan, and he's sitting on a stool and he's probably 2.5. So the announcer comes on and says, "Now, please welcome your host tonight, Jim Burrows and the amazing Stefan." And the light comes up, and it's about a 5-minute video. So we'll get that on there.
Yeah,
Please
get
do.
that.
I have never seen
wish,
that.
I wish the
Yeah.
quality was better, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because you hear us fine.
Yeah.
You know, but it is.
And we,
it
yeah,
is a lot of fun.
that's, you know.
Do you have video
retro.
editing? You do.
I do.
Yeah,
I
I do too. So
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Cool.
Well, and I've
Good.
got I got this tape. I'm going to get it transferred to digital of a heckler at Crackers. It was this woman. She was sitting right at the corner of the stage, and she was drunk out of her mind.
And relentless, probably.
And relentless.
Yeah.
And so and they ended up literally dragging her out of the club.
The worst.
She is screaming. There's one, you're like, you people think we're rednecks.
Well,
Why
yeah.
would that be, do you think?
Yikes.
Did you hear the story about Tommy Blaze? Tommy Blaze was there,
yeah.
and he had a reputation of being a ladies' man. Well, there were these two girls sitting at the stage at Crackers, and as soon as he got to hit the stage, they broke out the Cool Whip and the bananas.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Oh.
And they sat there and dipped the bananas in the Cool Whip and ate them. Had cream all over their mouth as he was doing his show, and he was having a very difficult time.
Can I share with you a story that I've probably not told too many times? But I was working the Alabama Pitcher, not
Oh,
Picture.
yeah, I've
It
been
was
there.
called Pitcher Show.
Pitcher
in
show
Huntsville.
because they had beers.
It was a
pitchers of
movie
beers.
theater. You could
Okay.
eat,
All right.
get
drink.
pitcher drinks, comedy night. It was me, Steve Baird, Tommy Blaze.
Hell yeah!
Oh, that's a show.
Hell yeah!
Tommy has definitely set his sights on this really attractive woman. So Steve and I put our heads together, whatever we could do to keep him from getting laid.
Hell yeah!
Oh my God! We kept calling the room. We ordered we would knock on the door. We'd run like hell. We're like 6-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
And just picture Steve doing this. We would get him. We'd sent pizza. We ordered food.
Pizza.
So he's like, the next day he goes, "You mother! I kept trying to seal the deal, and every time I do it, ring, 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 knock, knock, knock. Pizza, you got pizza. Hey, did you order Subway? You got Subway." She's just finally left.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it was classic. That's
That's a good one.
funny.
That's a good
time.
one.
I mean, being on the road with him was magic. So, all right, top of mind, Artie. What do you got top of mind?
Hold on. You caught me off guard.
It's
My
okay.
favorite oxymorons. Only choice.
Okay.
Civil war. Definite possibility. Grow smaller.
What?
Grow smaller.
Okay. Oh, grow smaller.
Grow smaller. Random order and old news. Those are my favorite oxymorons.
Those are classics.
That's it.
Those are classics. For me, wake up every morning and count your blessings and not your blemishes. And I'm not talking
good.
skin issues. Just be grateful for what you got
1, 2, 3.
every day. Dan Davis, take it.
I worry about nostalgia getting lost because so much, like, people send greeting cards electronically, all this kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to, in your old age, look back at old birthday cards and all this because everything is communicated digitally. these
digital.
days.
I get
And
birthday
there's no
cards.
stuff.
Oh, did you?
Remind me to send you a birthday card.
Please do.
Pete Molina, what you got?
I want to give a shout out to my daughter Lizzie.
Heck
She's
yeah.
in her last year law school, last semester
Yes.
of law school, and she'll graduate in the top 20%. She's been doing an internship at the law firm here in town, one of the bigger law firms. Got an offer 2 weeks ago from them for a full-time position and accepted it. So she's going to
Heck
be
yeah.
rocking and
Is
rolling.
wonderful.
And I'm really happy that
Oh, yeah.
I get
Awesome.
free legal advice for the
There you
rest
go.
of my
I
life.
guess she
You
fixed my
can-
traffic
What,
ticket.
what's wrong with the legal advice we give you?
There you go. Applause for Lizzie.
And I'm just now getting out of my jail sentence after the last advice you gave me, legal advice. So
But I thought it made sense, Pete.
Would you give him legal advice?
Seemed
What did I
reasonable at
miss?
the time.
I most certainly did. I saw it on Night Court, and I thought it made sense.
Yes. Whatever they ask you, you'd say, nuh-uh.
Hey, wait, Bull had no problem with it. Why should you? Come on.
You probably, what would Judge Wapner do, right?
Can you
There you go.
believe that the new edition of Night Court is the top show on television?
It's not.
I
Trust
did
me,
not
it's
know
not.
there was
It,
a new
it says they
edition of
say it is, but it's not.
Who's
just,
in it?
Just John Larroquette.
John Larroquette is
Everybody
it.
else is
and
dead.
I forget the girl's name, Rosh. She's from Big Bang Theory.
Sadly, a lot of people have passed away. I mean, it's still hard to believe that Harry Anderson
I know.
passed away.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well,
And Marky Post.
Yeah.
yeah.
They weren't that old, were they? For goodness
No.
sake.
I know. And I think
Bull is gone.
Bull is still around.
Oh, is he?
Bull's
Okay.
still here, but
Well, 'cause, Roz.
the guy Roz is still
that
around. That's
Selma
Marsha
Diamond?
Warfield. And then Bull is
Oh, yeah.
still there, but the Selma Diamond is
That's
gone.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She passed away during the first run of the series. That's
Yeah,
why they
she was
brought him on.
wonderful.
Oh
I
my
loved
gosh,
her.
What a voice!
Yeah.
What a voice!
Oh, yeah.
I got a couple quick stories I want to share before we get into what we're going to talk about today with pets, because we have all grown up. I'm sure all of us have had pets through our childhood,
Yep.
and pets still to this day.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of have some fun with that, and we're also going to hear from Hector Onslaught, who's going to be talking about his pet, little different when you talk about pets. Didn't know if you caught this or not, but Ford Motor Company has recently applied for a patent on a car that can automatically repossess itself.
Yep.
So basically, what they're doing here is having the ability to do certain functions, have control over certain functions. So if you are late on a payment, they can disable things with the car, like air conditioning. They can turn off the air conditioning. And I thought this was pretty funny too. If that doesn't work, the vehicle could become what they call proactively irritating. The stereo might be programmed to emit an incessant and unpleasant sound every time the owner is present in the vehicle.
Barney, play Barney songs.
That is scary.
I agree with you. What do you think, guys? I think this is what Ford says. They're just thinking.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
I know. Ford says they're just thinking about it, but I'm like, just the fact that you're thinking about it is disturbing to me.
I remember there was it's been a few
Big
years
time.
ago, but YouTube put out an album and Apple sent it to every iTunes subscribers
forced it
account.
automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, that bugs me. Like, you can sign up and have the, power company monitor your, power usage. No, I don't, because it's the next step is they're going to turn,
They do.
too much air conditioning. Yeah,
They do. They will turn your thermostat down to 68 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, you can be shivering your nuts off, but you got to go 68 degrees.
Well, let me tell you, if you read about sleep doctors that are experts, you should keep your house at that
My
temperature.
point is that you should not give somebody else control
Oh, none
over
at
your
all.
You
No,
make
no, no.
household
appliances or heating.
Yeah,
No,
they're just-
screw that.
Another interesting thing about that article, because I read it as well, is that Ford Motor Company gets about 1,300 patents issued a year.
Wow.
Not that they apply for them, they get them issued. And I'm going, is there that much intellectual property out there?
New technology.
It could be such little subtle stuff.
Well,
you're
I
talking
know,
about,
but
too.
that's a lot of work for those patent attorneys.
But the other thing you got to figure, do American automakers really need to be looking for ways to sell fewer cars?
I know. Good point. Yeah.
Because if
good luck
Ford
even
has
finding
that-
cars. I
Yeah.
had to take my Kia in recently to get the security software reset because of that TikTok crap that was going on, where somebody they found a way to break into Kias so you could hotwire them
Yep.
on certain Kia models. So they had to send out and do a global retrofitting for certain Kias, and this was Kias that have keys, not the keyless entry. I don't have keyless entry yet. I got a 2020. I love the car, but it's not like pretty much any car now is keyless.
Right.
So I had to go do that, which is incredible. And that thanks to TikTok for that little bit of information. But yeah, you're right.
You didn't get charged for that, though.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. But I asked the guy, I said, "Are you getting cars yet?" And he goes, "No, inventory's still low." I go, "Come on." And you pass by dealerships. I've passed by several still. The lot's still a quarter or 75%, 80% empty. So they're still struggling. And like Dan said, so give us another reason not to buy your car.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But here's a story I thought was cool because we're all fans of Hollywood. We're all fans of movies. And there was a survey that talked about the amount of money actors are paid per second based on their screen time. So take what the money is that they get paid, and based on the amount of screen time they have in that movie, it's the amount they get paid per second. So
Just
I want
screen time.
screen time. Yeah, so if such and such actor is in a movie for 10 minutes and they get paid $5 million for that role, they factor that, Well, they take all their movies collectively, and they've come up with this number. I just want to see if you guys could possibly even remotely guess who the number one actor, and when I say actor, that could be male or female, who the number one actor is
Paid for the highest
makes
minute
the most
per
money
minute.
per second.
Second.
Not minute.
Oh.
Second.
Still working today?
Yes, still working today.
I'm going to take a stab and say Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
No.
Dan?
Tom Hanks.
No.
I said, who did I say earlier when you posed this question? I think
Tom Cruise.
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
I said Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
I said Tom Cruise.
That's a good
I
guess.
most certainly would have thought of the names you all think of, whether it's Hanks, De Niro, those guys.
But it's-
Sandra Bullock.
Okay. All right.
Guess what she
No.
makes every second based on her salaries in her movies? It's nuts.
$87.95.
$95,000 a second.
A second.
$95,000 a
She-
second.
But she's worth it. The thing I really respect about Sandra Bullock is she is not afraid to be just real. I mean, there's that
No,
movie
she's not.
Bird Box. There's another one she did where she was she had just gotten out of prison. She was in prison for killing a police officer, which, no spoilers. But anyway, she was not particularly attractive in that role, but she was phenomenal. And I just really respect her bravery to just be real. That she is, this is how women look.
Yeah.
The women who have been
Totally
in
get
prison
it.
for 20 years.
The one I didn't like was The Lost City. Was that it? The last
Oh,
one?
that was
so
yeah.
awful.
It
But
was.
She's done a lot of good
but
stuff.
my
Predictable.
opinion, I watched, I've seen it 100 times, and that was, the football movie. Come on.
Oh, The Blind Side.
Blindside,
I thought
she was wonderful.
I thought her role in The Blind Side was remarkable. Great performance.
She obviously had spent some time with the real
yeah.
mom in real
that
life.
scene
She
when
was
she
very
stands
I think
up
she
to the
did.
football
She
coach.
prepared.
yeah.
When she goes to see him practicing football, and she goes to she
It was
was
good.
phenomenal.
Great.
I was actually shocked. Tim McGraw did a
Oh,
fabulous
yeah.
job.
I mean, I didn't know who it was at
Yeah.
the time when I first started watching it,
Yeah.
and then I realized about halfway through, oh, that's Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Well, he's also really good in a movie that gets so ripped apart, but it's, I think, a very funny movie.
And?
Four Christmases.
Never saw that.
He's
Sorry.
I think I've seen that. That is funny. Yeah.
He's Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau's brother, and it's basically Vince Vaughn and for goodness sake, Reese Witherspoon. They try to get out of the country for Christmas, and they get to the airport to go to this. They tell their parents, "Yeah, we're going to go on a mission trip and help the starving kids of Botswana." Da 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 da. So they're going to the airport. They're at the airport, and all of a sudden, crappy weather comes in, and TV crews are there, and the TV crew pans over, and they catch them on live TV, and they go, "So tell me, where were you guys going to spend your Christmas?" But the airport's closed; they can't get anywhere now, and they realize that the parents are like, "Oh, so you're going on a mission trip, are you?" So it's basically them going to each Christmas, to the mom, to the dad, to the mom, to the dad, because the parents are both divorced. So it's called Four Christmases. The first house they go to, Robert Duvall is the dad, redneck dad, and Jon Favreau and Tim McGraw are. These are the guys front row WWE every time.
Gotcha.
Then the next Christmas is I love this lady too, and I apologize for not forgetting. She was the mom in Step Brothers. Great actress.
Steenburgen.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen.
Oh yeah.
And
I can't believe I knew that.
oh my gosh, they do. They get recruited to play Mary and Joseph in the nativity play. And I'm telling you, you got to watch it. It's genius.
Okay.
And then
All right.
the next family is Sissy Spacek's the mom, and then the last family, John Voight's the dad. So very different, but it's a great. You know what? It gets so ripped up, and I hate that because you know what? We all have movies that we love that the critics just destroy, and I'm like. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But check it out. I would recommend it.
I liked Elf, and nobody else liked
I
it.
love Elf.
Oh,
Elf,
you do?
Elf
Yeah.
was so much fun.
Thank you.
You know who Tim McGraw's dad is?
Who is Tim McGraw's dad?
Well, the Tug McGraw.
Yeah, very famous Major League Baseball.
Philadelphia
pitcher for the
Phillies.
Phillies.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that I didn't know.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
one of the best
that's-
relievers of
Yeah.
all time.
Yep.
We talk about movies and critics. It is so interesting to me. You look like on IMDb.com, and you'll see, the critic rating is, 2 out of 5. The audience rating is,
Off the charts.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it's like,
And I
like
go with
Rotten
I go with the
Tomatoes.
audience
Who's the movie
rating,
for?
don't
Yeah.
you?
What's that?
I go
I
with
would
the
go-
audience rating.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
And other times you'll see some movie gets, the critics love it, but nobody went to see it.
Yeah.
Which is usually the Oscars.
I was looking at Roger Ebert's top 10.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's dead now, of course, but all of them, I hated every one of those damn movies.
Well, and that's
Yeah, I tend to agree with Ebert myself.
Really?
it's funny
Yeah.
you bring up like Ebert when Siskel and Ebert were a thing. I always thought they got kind of snobby.
They did.
Like elitist with their movies.
They did.
Like
Well,
Sometimes, yeah.
a lot, but you have to admit, the print media helped them along that line.
Huge,
I mean,
yeah.
they made them look that way.
Well, I think what's great, at least with the Oscars this year, is Maverick got nominated. It's not going to win, but it's the fact that it was the biggest movie. It was patriotic. It made the country feel good.
Yeah.
Made hundreds of billions of dollars. It was a huge hit. It got nominated because normally that gets snubbed.
Sure.
Comedies get
Absolutely.
snubbed.
Yeah.
It's always some
Yeah.
artsy fartsy, and I'm not knocking these movies, but I want to see movies win that appeal to the masses, not a clique of people.
But I also want to see good acting.
Sure.
Good storytelling is the most important part.
I get it.
If you've got a good story, you better tell it well.
Well, what's interesting about the paid per second, the number 2 is Ian McKellen, the British
Wow.
actor.
Wow.
Interesting.
He makes 90,000 a second.
Well, you see, he hadn't been in a movie in a while.
And then here's the drop off. The rest of it, because I want to get to talking about pets. Kate Winslet's third. Whoopi Goldberg is fourth.
What?
Figure that
Wow.
one out. Dustin Hoffman fifth. At the opposite end of the scale, De Niro and Cruise rank 48th and 49th.
Wow. Where is
But-
Nicholson on that?
But see, this is deceiving.
He's my
because
favorite.
This is deceiving because Tom Cruise makes money on the back end. So he may have gotten like
Screen time.
$5 million for Maverick, but he pocketed probably a couple billion or God knows how many hundreds of million.
because he gets a piece of the action.
And he's a producer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's smart because a lot of them are doing this now. If you notice
Well,
this
like
with, with shows, sitcoms
Robert
too.
Downey Jr.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
did the same thing with the Avengers.
Right. They're having their hands more in just the acting. They're getting
Jimmy
involved in it.
Stewart started that.
Really?
I believe it was
smart.
the
That's
film
cool.
Winchester 73.
Wow.
They couldn't pay him his asking price, so he said, "Give
Make
me,
a producer.
give me some the back end, but you have to
Yeah.
go before, just ticket sales or whatever. Because if you go profits, no
Yeah.
movie has ever made a profit. They always find
they
ways.
always,
that-
they always say that. I
but
know,
it was
right?
Jimmy
Yeah.
Stewart who first said, "Okay, if you can't pay me what I want up front, give me some of the back end," and that
Yeah.
started a whole new thing in Hollywood.
The single biggest role, and at Colors, you have to factor in the rest of his movies, so he didn't factor into top pay per second. But Anthony Hopkins was in Silence of the Lambs for 16 minutes, and
Really?
he was paid $15 million. So
Wow.
just
Wow.
about $1 million a minute.
It's pretty good.
It's not
That's
too
pretty good.
shabby, right?
Good work if you can get it.
Not too shabby.
But I'd say he earned it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk.
I'd say you're right.
Yeah.
He did earn it.
We're going to take a few minutes here because we have to cut the broadcast short because Dan's got to take care of some serious business with the new member of the family. His puppy Tigger is going to go to obedience school.
Obedience school, yes.
So I thought we'd talk about pets and all that kind of fun stuff. And Tigger, you can see Tigger videos on
That's right.
BWB.
The Tigger Chronicles.
TV.
I can't believe how large that dog has gotten since I saw him.
Seriously, yeah.
No,
it
I don't know
is-
what you're
yeah.
feeding him, but
You
the
can-
steroids have got to stop.
If we're all very quiet, you can hear him growing.
What I love about Tigger is the same thing I love about Blake and Maggie. Their dog, my son Blake, lives out in Boston with his fiance Maggie. They have a lab. Lad is his name. And every time Lad is photogenic as all get out. And just like Tigger, loves to show off his balls. So,
Yeah.
it literally
Yes.
just sprawled out all over the couch.
couch, yes.
So there's another
Well, that-
picture
yeah.
of his balls.
There is an
That's
episode,
limited.
A Dog and His Davenport.
I know, right?
Yes.
At least he's laying on his back and not like, hey, I got my balls all over this thing.
Hey, look.
So tell me, Artie Widgery,
Yeah?
growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, what kind of pets did you have growing up?
In Memphis, I didn't have any pets.
Yeah.
We didn't have any pets as childhood because we were constantly moving around from one house to another. And there was the first dog we had was a boxer, and it attacked and killed my mother's little kitten.
Oh,
Yeah, and my mom thought that she had washed the cat in the washing machine, and turned around and said, "Oh, there it is. It's on the floor." Okay, and then the dog came over and got it. Next thing we know, it's whirring. You know what a whirring is on a dog? It's when they take something
Oh,
and just
shake it.
shake like crazy. That's all it took was one shake, and that
that's
cat was
probably
dead.
still
Yeah.
a leftover from the wild days,
Yeah,
to kill.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
from
yeah,
their-
they
yeah.
break the neck.
Yeah.
Exactly. He did not
Sorry.
eat the cat, but it was a kitten, and that was the end of that. But that was my first. I loved that dog. His name was Colonel. He was a boxer, and I liked him a lot until he killed the cat. And we actually had what they called in Memphis a pet paddy wagon. It was big blue, said animal control on the side. It was terrifying to look at as a child, but they put the dog in the back, and we knew he was going to be destroyed.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
But anyway, that was my first experience with pets. My next was a turtle. I got a turtle in the back of my house, down behind
What
the
kind?
garage. It was a snap turtle.
So it was
Snapping
big,
turtle, snapping
big.
turtle.
Yeah, it was big.
It was at this point it was only about 6 inches round.
See, I had those little ones that got outlawed.
Yeah.
That had salmonella or something
Yeah,
connected with them.
salmonella.
I had
remember that.
I had two turtles, Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth, and I think they didn't get flushed because you can't flush a turtle like a fish. But my dad.
Well, if you flush the toilet, the turtle will go
think he
down the
let 'em-
drain.
I think my dad just let them go, which is like that's great. Like these little itty bitty
did that on
turtles
purpose.
Thank you.
have a chance.
No, you don't have a chance.
No, I
You're-
don't.
but tell me more about your turtle.
There was nothing to tell. They're turtles, for God's. They do nothing.
I heard
I learned.
that-
I learned immediately that this is a crappy ass pet.
Guess
can't
what I
teach
named-
him any
guess what I
tricks,
named
can
my
you?
turtle? Guess what I named
No.
my turtle?
Here's some lettuce.
Hurry up! I
It's like Forrest Gump on 16 speed or
I'll
something.
tell you what I guess the name of my turtle. What I named it. I was 6
I
years old.
can't even imagine.
Try.
Penis.
Close. Oh my God! No, his name was Turdy.
Turdy the turtle.
Turdy the turtle.
I heard, and they may
Turdy.
still be alive, but Sylvester Stallone kept the turtles from the 1st
You're right.
Rocky.
He did.
Nice.
And they lived. They may still be alive. I
Yeah.
think that I heard the story recently that they're still alive.
They
and he
live
still
forever.
got them. Yeah.
Yeah, they live a long time.
trying to remember
my
their
wife's
names because
boss,
he mentions their names. In the movie.
Laurel
yeah.
and Hardy,
No,
something like. But it's something like that.
I know, right? You should remember them. I can't.
They should be aged enough to have some mock turtle soup, wouldn't you think?
I would think so.
Pete, growing up, what'd you have, Pete Molina?
First dog was a basset hound named Tammy. And
I think you talked about Tammy on a preview.
Yeah,
that sounds
and-
familiar.
You
and
did?
she was a cool dog. What I remember most about Tammy is that when we fed her, because she had those long floppy ears, we put her ears up with those little, those
a
pins, those
clothespin?
laundry pins that you'd use
Clothespin.
on clothespin. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Yeah, it was just funny as hell to see her eat. She
That's
was
awesome.
she was cool. She was cool.
Looked like Hazel.
So I had the turtles. I had gerbils. My brothers one year for Christmas bought me a habit trail. Remember the habit trail with the plastic
Those are very
tubes?
cool.
My
yeah.
turtles
That-
were shitty.
Well, no, these are hamsters. These aren't. You don't put turtles in a habit
Excuse
trail.
me, my gerbils were shitty.
Oh, your
Sorry.
gerbil.
You could put turtles in a habit trail, but just not much
Well,
is
what-
going to happen.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's the Chugs bourbon.
I had no
misspoke.
I had no idea, and this is traumatic when you're a little kid. I had no idea that with a gerbil, one of their defense mechanisms is their tail will detach and it'll grow back, so they can
What?
escape. Yeah, their tail will pull off, but
A
it'll grow
gerbil?
back on a gerbil.
And I know what it sounded like.
Kinda. Isn't that weird?
That is
But,
weird.
but you don't know it, and you're trying to pick the thing up, and you grab the tail, and it comes off. You think,
I heard him.
Broke my gerbil.
yeah, Chopper and Cricket were my gerbil names. I have no idea where I got those
gerbil.
names. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. I think I did fish. I did because I worked at a pet shop.
We all had fish.
I worked at
Go
a
ahead.
pet shop. There used to be in Castleton Square, one of our big malls on the north side. There used to be a pet shop called Past Pets, and I worked there.
You did?
And I had every pet imaginable. That we got to take stuff home. I remember going home with a 3-foot boa snake around my neck.
Got to take things home.
Oh, yeah.
Legally, you could, or you
that's
just kind of.
hilarious.
No, you totally could. You totally could. And
Manager always left before closing time. So.
I like my
it actually was a really cool gig because we had a jar up front where anytime you would say, "Can I help you?" you would have to put a quarter in it because you didn't say, "Can I help you?" because the answer was always, "No, I'm just looking." So it was the worst thing to say in retail, "Can I help you?" And people
And
still
it's
do it.
bad grammar,
You
too.
don't say, "Can I help you?" You have a conversation. You know, like if they're looking at a certain thing, you talk about it and say, it's really nice. Would you like to look at it? Because you could take the puppies out and play with them and everything.
Yep.
And so we had this jar up front. And we probably had maybe $30-40. So this was one of my coolest jobs ever. So one day, our help comes in. It's me and it's the manager of the store, whose gentleman's name was Jim Carroll. I wish I could still keep in touch with the man because it was one of the funnest jobs I ever had. So we took the $40. We went down to the arcade and played bubble top hockey for 3 hours. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a job.
That's
'Cause
a
you-
good job to have.
You did not make me clock
junior,
out.
Were you junior in high school?
No, this was just out of high school. This is
Oh,
when
really?
Yeah, this is when I was getting into the broadcasting school stuff.
That's-
Got it.
Dan Davis growing up.
We had a dog. I remember first dog name was Scamper. He was, I think, a Jack Russell Terrier or some kind of terrier, but I think looking back,
That would
I
be a
think it was
perfect
Jack
name
Russell.
for a Jack Russell.
Yeah, that would be
And
great.
we had, I remember my sisters had gerbils. And then there was one time for Vacation Bible School, my mother was charged with getting, for the lesson they were doing on Jonah and the whale, they were going to give all the kids a goldfish. Which I'm sure the
These are
parents-
miniature whales.
Yes, miniature. And so we went down to this fish hatchery.
Hatchery.
It's the Hank's vanilla soda
Yeah,
getting
it's
to
that
you
point.
there.
We went to this fish hatchery in Martinsville, Indiana, and we bought like dozens or hundreds of goldfish, and we kept them in like a 50-gallon garbage can
Funny.
in the kitchen. We had the aerator stone in there. And we're, of course, like, can we keep one? Can we keep? And so we all got to keep one. So for a while we had an aquarium, and I do love aquarium. I used to have a 120-gallon
Oh my!
brackish water
Ooh,
aquarium.
cool.
What's
And so
brackish water?
It's like between the ocean and the
Between
fresh
salt water and fresh
Yeah,
water.
it's like half the salinity, and some really cool critters that you can have. I had these 2 catfish. They were called silver sharks.
Oh,
And
I remember
they
those.
were
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
But
they are.
Somehow, the tank got electrically charged,
Yeah.
and so the silver sharks like broke the surface and were electrocuted.
Oh my God.
And I didn't know, but there's like a wire. So if you have an aquarium, I think again, there's a wire you can attach that will ground your aquarium, so that
Oh,
never
smart.
happens.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't even. I just go, and it's dead.
So you learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, the
See,
hard-
when-
I had an
hard way.
aquarium once, and I had Indian rock frogs in there. They're only about maybe an inch long,
Yeah.
but mine were suicidal. They would go. No joke. I know that sounds goofy, but they would go to the top, get some air, and then bolt it to the bottom in a rock and hit their heads on it. And both of them died that way.
what were they
Yeah.
called?
Indian rock
You
frogs.
sure they weren't kamikaze rock frogs?
Kamikaze Indian rock frogs, probably.
That's
yes.
nuts.
It was nuts.
AIRFs.
So yeah, so obviously there's certain pets we shouldn't have had because I took home a fish tank from Past Pets full of fish, and I learned that the
You need water.
heater does have parameters on it that you don't want to exceed.
or else you're getting a
Yeah, I
Something else.
woke up the next morning. I see bubbles at the surface of the water.
It's bouillabaisse.
Every fish floating at the top.
Lord.
Yeah.
Imagine how that smells.
Oh, it's horrid. So I took the aquarium back.
Yeah.
I said, okay, maybe not fish. Then
This
I got,
is defective.
Then I got a not a parakeet, but a canary. Oh, those things don't shut up.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
my-
don't.
You have to cover them. You have to keep them in the dark, and then they'll shut up.
I told you my story about my canary story.
Oh boy,
Yeah, it's
is it sad?
I'm afraid
we
you're
don't need
going
another
to.
sad one because you already
No,
had
it's
it
not sad. It's hilarious. But
All right.
no, I don't need to tell it
another
today.
time.
I'll
Another
tell
time.
it another time.
But we
because
do. I do believe we have a guest that wants to talk about his pet. Do we not?
I think we should listen to it.
Yes.
And so we're going to go ahead and have a few seconds here with Hector Onslaught.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hector Onslaught, and welcome to Helpful Hints from Hector, where we give you money-saving household hints for you, the money-conscious, chintzy consumer. Today, we're going to talk about pets. Some people have doggies, some people have kitties. I have a kraken. When I let it outside, I get to say things like, "Release the Kraken!" And then he goes and terrorizes the neighborhood and eats all the doggies and kitties. But that's not what they're supposed to eat. They're supposed to eat something much better, and that is wood. Trees. Feed them trees. Don't put out trees that have a lot of leaves on them because that gives the Krakens gas. And there's nothing worse than Kraken gas. So remember that next time you go to feed your Kraken. If you don't have a Kraken, just forget about it.
I'm sorry. Anybody else find that funny?
That was, I mean, there's a hockey team named the Kraken, so it's like,
No, I didn't know that.
I mean, people probably are going to be owning them soon.
And a
What-
rum.
What city is it?
Seattle.
Seattle Krakens.
That'll Kraken. Yeah, it's a hockey team, right?
Which yes.
The Seattle.
That's what I
Kraken.
told my toilet in my main bathroom.
So just
The
to put a
Kraken.
wrap on the pets, because we'll talk about pets. I mean, we always talk about pets because we all love pets. We all,
love
and
pets.
especially dogs. But
Yes.
right now, for us, we got Jeter. Jeter is 9. She'll be 10 in December. She is a border collie mix.
That's what you have now.
Border collie's great dog. She's a good
Yeah.
girl. People think she's a boy because
I miss Simba. I'm sorry that happened.
Simba was awesome. Simba was a sweet girl.
Yeah.
And Artie, I know you had 2 amazing dogs
Yeah.
back to back.
Yep. Since we moved into the house, we had
Yeah.
Odo, Golden Retriever, and Peyton, Golden Retriever. And they were both great in their own right, but
Yeah.
they were remarkable. But right now we just have 2 cats,
What's the name again? The one is Mundungus.
Mundungus, and the other one is Hermione.
Hermione.
Both names
Well, why not?
Both names come from Harry Potter.
He has a crush on Hermione.
I see.
He thought her name was Hermione.
Well, you said you had the boxer that killed the cat, which
Yeah.
I would have kept it and changed his name to Curiosity. But anyway, that's the thing.
Curiosity
Thank you.
killed the
Yes.
cat.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Which I actually used to use that in class. I'd say,
Nice.
we know Curiosity is a good thing because it killed the cat. But anyway, Tigger is half boxer. And
Aw.
I love the box. I mean, we don't have a kitten, so or maybe I could get a.
Do you know which
kitten
half?
And see, I
Well, it's
think
not his
a-
legs.
Yeah.
He's not his legs.
No,
he's not going to be that tall.
He's mountain cur and boxer, and mountain curs are a little shorter, but just he's so affectionate. I mean,
he's a
boxers
lovable dog.
They want to be near their people.
Yeah, he's a good puppy.
And so I actually stayed up an hour later than I intended to last night because Tigger was stretched out. He just kept crawling further onto my lap. And I'm like, okay, I can't
sweet.
get up.
Yeah.
He's a sweetie.
They're awesome, Pete. I know you got a couple of dogs because we had our little meatball gathering at your place. You got
Play date. With
we
Let me
got
keep doing that.
actually. Karen's in the process of hiring a dog whisperer, honest to God, to come over and see if this person can somehow figure out.
They
what-
do
what
make
this-
dog Ritalin.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Well, no,
I'm not-
our dog's
They do.
our
They do.
dog is on Prozac. The dog Warner,
Yeah.
the yappy one. He's on Prozac.
Wow.
Been on
Prozac.
Yeah.
Real Prozac?
Oh yeah.
For women. I mean, for men.
well, women can take it too, Marty.
No.
It's a unisex drug, okay?
Edit
Lord.
that out immediately.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we took Tigger over to Pete's house to have a play date with Oscar.
They haven't been
and
back.
Warner.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny is not long after that we took him to the vet to get some things checked out and said, yeah, we're socializing him, but we took him to a house with 2 miniature schnauzers, and the deck we were talking to at the vet was like, well, yeah, they're schnauzers.
Yeah. Totally get it.
That explains everything.
And I'm guessing on the way home, Tigger's going, Dan, can we not do this again?
Get me home. I'm going to go home.
Lose that address. Delete that from your GPS.
Dan asked me, he goes, can we get Tigger and Jeter together? And I said, well, unfortunately, Jeter's 9 going on 10. She's a bitch. Because she just, it's her house.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. So like when
Nope,
Emily
you ain't
comes
coming
home,
in.
Emily comes home with her 3-year-old Shiba, Yogi. Yogi's a sweet pup. And if you know, Shibas are the cool little dogs.
Beautiful dog.
But, Jeter just doesn't want the company. And all our kids' dogs are just like Tigger. Jordan and Abby have a Cavapoo, Archie, who's like a Muppet. This dog, when you pick it up, you feel like you're playing with a Muppet. And
Really?
It just
Cavapoo.
loves to be, it's just a playful dog.
It's got a lot of hair, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but it doesn't shed, which is amazing.
That is- wow.
Which is really cool. And then, like as I mentioned, Blake and Maggie have Lad, and then Yogi. They would just have a blast. They'd run around all day with Tigger.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Nothing like a dog. Nothing like a pet. It's good stuff.
My wife has a thriving dog walking business, and King Charles Cavalier Spaniels are her favorite.
Nice.
So
I'm sure she's
that's
learned
what
what the good ones are.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for, but it's hard to find rescue King Charles Spaniels because they're so precious.
Yeah.
They're so
I had an English Springer Spaniel when I was probably a freshman in high school, and that dog just bit everybody.
Crazy.
And it was another one of those dogs that died because it was hit by a milk truck.
Yeah.
I had
That's
3
sad.
dogs hit and killed by milk trucks.
You are the Debbie Downer of dogs.
Yeah,
Man.
can't be.
You are just, it's
But
depressing.
my other 2 died of old age, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
They were-
That's good. Oh, that's great. Wonderful.
well, no, old age. That's what you wanted to die from.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah,
but
well, I had one who died from smoking. He smoked too much. The other
I
drank
smoked too
himself.
much and I killed the dog.
There's others drank himself to death, but you got to have a dog. If you're going to get a dog, I'd recommend going to your nearby shelter.
absolutely.
Save a dog, and if you have a breeder that you know is reputable and does a fine job of breeding dogs, that's fantastic. Of course, everybody in the world knows to avoid puppy mills, but do go to a shelter if you can save a pup.
Yeah.
That would be really sweet.
Great idea.
There's a lot of variety out there too. If
Yeah.
you check out a bunch of shelters, a lot of times you'll go and it's a lot of pit bulls and this, that, and the other. But don't let that fool you, because I know a lot of people that own those dogs that say they're the sweetest dogs on the planet.
I've heard that.
Because just like we talk about parents sucking, so do dog owners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they can take a really cool, nice dog and make it a piece of trash.
yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
so take the time and do it, because nothing more rewarding. I mean, we all got kids, but having a pup is just the coolest thing. So,
Absolutely.
it's good stuff, guys. Thanks for sharing, Dan Davis. Appreciate it.
Are we finished?
Thanks for bringing along your Hanks. Oh yeah, trust
yes.
me. Art Baker has nodded at me 37 times.
He's yawning.
Yeah, he is. He has one foot out the door right
He,
now.
he
Yeah,
does.
He's like, Jim,
You
shit.
had one job, Art.
One job. Oh, he did it. He did it several times. But it's all good. It's all good because it's good stuff, man. People love it.
He's making sure I don't smack my gum too loudly.
The good gum.
And we thank you for that.
And we appreciate that very much. Thanks for chewing your stuff during the show. Pete Molina, as always, we appreciate you and thank you for sharing your info. Artie Widgery,
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
I mean, what would we do without Artie Widgery, guys?
I can tell you exactly what you would be doing.
We'd have fun.
You-
So,
yeah. Yeah. like I'm the den mother here. I don't think so.
Next episode, Artie will talk about more of the pets that died in his house.
Animals I have loved
Artie,
by Artie Bridger.
did at any time you consider just stopping the milk delivery?
Yeah. It's like if you interviewed Pugsley Adams. So how many pets did you have die in your house? Well,
Let me ask Wednesday.
yeah, that's crazy. Well, guys, thank you. A lot of fun coming up with our next set of podcasts, and I hope you guys will take some time to check out our social media, because we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter.
Somebody put us on TikTok.
We're on TikTok for the moment until the U.S. government says no more.
No more.
Until they say bye-bye. But the coolest thing
TikTok
is...
came and got us.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That's
there.
what it was.
The coolest thing before Art starts throwing stuff at me, Dan Davis, is we now can be found on YouTube.
Yes, BWBTV at BWBTV645. That's what you search.
My
Check it out.
next video will be baked beans for summer. Coming up
Yay.
spring, summer. My
Excellent.
baked beans will be on the next one.
They are so, people think, well, just get a can. But if you make your own, it's, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll follow it up with my video on Pop-Tarts. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you toast them?
Pop-Tarts for the summer.
Do you post them? Do you toast them?
I might have a trick up my sleeve.
Wow, how cool!
I might try something else.
Butter on a Pop-Tart. It's so freaking good.
I do want to give people a heads up that sometime soon we're going to have some international flair on our
That's right.
recipes.
Absolutely.
I'm going to share
Coming.
some of our Karen and I put our heads together and came up with some cooking ideas.
I can't wait for your Thai date.
Oh yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening. Art, we're done. All right.
That's right.
We'll see you next time, and thank you for listening to Boomers with Beverages.
Thanks for listening to Boomers with Beverages. Recording engineer Art Baker, post-production technician Dan Davis, showrunner and distributor Taylor Scott of iPodcastPro.com.